Hello everyone, and welcome back to Vintage Story. Since the last episode, I mainly just did a few various chores around the area, like getting a charcoal pit going and processing some iron, along with a few other smaller things we'll go and see shortly. Now, in this episode, I'd like to get the new ceramic beehives in place, and probably the biggest thing is to build a boat and then go on a bit of a journey into the nearby sea, just to, because I really want to go on a little adventure since we've been cooped up all winter and whatnot. So let's go ahead and head down. Some of the things I did, I made more trunks for both sides. I also brought down everything from up in the room except for like food and whatnot, and I have not organized it, but brought everything down so I don't have to keep everything up there. And then yeah, I processed a fair bit of iron, and then have been making more iron, or rather copper nails, to keep the trunk process going. A few things I did was, number one, I added the fourth and probably currently at least final field. Now, I will say it's empty, and it'll probably be empty for a little while. I also had to like dig back this hillside a little bit. And then I planted a whole lot of trees. And then the other bigger thing I did was over this way, kind of out of the way and whatnot, I put in 4 little fields of cattails. So if we ever need them, once they grow, we have them. We got the pigs in here. Are you... Okay, both are pregnant now. I did feed the pigs some more, and then I also fed the chickens down here, which looks like we do have a few eggs. And our crops are looking really good. Doesn't seem to be any issues. I was slightly worried that maybe, you know, like a cold spell would hit and maybe they'd suffer because of it, but everything seems to be good. The onions are the main thing that would be kind of worrisome, but none of them have any stunting or whatever. So they're all good. We have this chest, which is full of everything that we need for the boat. Looked it up on the wiki, and I'm pretty sure this is the exact number of resources. So it'll make an oak boat. I did consider building a dock, but I want to put it here just because it's kind of like a natural harbor almost. However, the area around here is very bumpy, so it'll take a lot of terraforming and cleaning up to really make it a nice place to put an actual dock. And so I think we'll probably just head over here somewhere and build the boat, and then worry about putting the dock in at a later point. Gonna run over here, got these ceramic hives on me, and honey pots, and we're going to, hopefully, as long as the bees are ready to go, I'm gonna get some of these in place. Alright, so let's see. 3-day temp is perfect. Cool. Just go ahead and break a bunch of these. Alright, they're very loud, so I apologize for that. Couldn't really hear myself think. But we got all but, I think, 6 in, which isn't too bad. So I'll have to make up 6 more of those later on. They also did quite a number to me. It looks like 10 points of damage. My clothes are already pretty ruined, but... Which also, as you can see, we are no longer in our winter clothes. Well, I think it is time to go make a boat. So we'll go ahead and grab this chest, throw it on our back. I think right here will work just fine. I think the first step is we have to place some roller logs. Alright, we want the boat facing south. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, there was a rock in the way. So, we got this ready to go. Now, as you can see, it tells you everything that you need. So you need, in this case, 8 firewood and 9 logs, which I've got both ready to go here. And then you just right click. Next thing, I'm just gonna grab everything. Plumb and squares, all the planks, everything like that. So we grab the boards and the plumb and squares. Those are good to go. It's really cool how you can see it being actually built. So you add more and more planks as you go. And then we need the support beams. More planks. More beams and planks. Now what's next? Some more support beams. We need a rope. And then that brings up the mast. And then finally we need rope and linen. And that's the boat complete. Thankfully I had most of the stuff on hand, and what I didn't I just had to go grab quick. And then I believe you just right click here and it launches it. And there you go. We got ourselves a boat. Awesome. Now we do have this boat. And next up, what you can do is you can't stand on the boat, but you can attach stuff like chests and whatnot. But we can add in all of these chests. 8 chests, there we go. Like we can attach rat lines. What are rat lines? There's a climb to the top of the mast. Okay, that's kind of cool. Not too worried about that. And yeah, that's pretty much just the boat ready to go. Now we're gonna leave that chest here for now. Leave the boat here too. And we're gonna head back and deposit like the roller logs and whatnot. And then probably sleep and head out first thing in the morning. I'm also gonna grab food and stuff like that. Went ahead and slept the night and then gathered up food, the bed, the other tools and whatnot that we needed to grab. But the final thing I wanted to do before we left is go ahead and grab one of these temporal gears. And let's go ahead and just move this off to the side. We're gonna set our spawn finally. We're gonna set it for like right here. I believe all we have to do is that. And now if we die, we should spawn right here. Okay, so here we are at the boat. Now we're gonna go ahead and actually, yeah, we'll just toss this onto our back. Keep it empty. And let's go ahead, hop on here. In this chest, I'm going to throw things like the tools that I don't need. Oh, I guess I have to actually drag it in there annoyingly. Alright, this is probably going to be a little loud to sail, so I'm probably not going to talk too much. But I think, I'm not sure which way I want to go. Maybe this way, actually. And just see, head down here just to see how far to the east we go. So, let's begin our journey. Right, went ahead and made landfall, and I realized I didn't hit record, but over here I took a sample, and there's some sphalerite next to them, somewhere by this quartz. Yeah, and then I also saw this thing out here that kind of piqued my interest, so I wanted to run over there and check it out. I think I'll grab the bed just in case. I did find a pink apple tree I went ahead and cut, because there's really no point in leaving anything like fruit trees or whatever out here. Might as well just pick them all up as we go. And I also just realized I forgot my bow and arrows, so that was very smart of me. Hopefully, if I need to grab food, which I was kind of planning on, you know, foraging as I needed. Some poor copper. That's a cool find, I suppose. But anyways, I was expecting to just be able to find animals and hunt them as I went, but it'll be a little bit tougher without my bow and arrows, but that's okay. Looks like there are berry bushes as well out here, so that will be helpful. Just gonna poke my head into, you know... Oh, never mind. I see 2 bow torn, and I said, no, it's not worth it. I don't need to look that much. There's also something over there, too. Let's go take a look at that. But we got whatever that is. Looks like some sort of ruin. Pretty cool. Did I bring my shears? I did not. Of course, I didn't bring my shears, and there's like I think it's a Mediterranean cypress. What it is? And even large bricks. Yeah. Of course, that's here. This place is pretty cool. Okay. Giant lily pad, bunch of other random stuff. Alright. Logs. Never seen this ruin. I assume it's from Better Ruins, but... So I'll probably have to run back for the, Whoa. Whoa, what in the world? That is strange, but alright. And some vintage glass, alright. Yeah, we'll check out this little trader here and then find a little spot to hunker down for the upcoming night. Hello, friend. Vlad, what do you trade? You're a furniture trader. He doesn't have much. I mean, the Timberon's lanterns wouldn't be bad. 9 gears for one of them. I think that might be a little steep. Alright, let's head back to the ship. I'm gonna find a little spot to sleep. I mean, it is calm rift activity, so it shouldn't be too bad. Just sleep away the night quick, and then we'll head back over there with shears to actually get what I need. Got some pear trees, that's cool. I'll take all the fruit trees. We also got some exposed medium copper. It is the next morning. Sounds like there's a wolf over there, so we're just gonna move over this way. I did want to go ahead and take a quick little reading here. Obviously, you can tell me that there's copper. Actually, there's pretty decent copper. And there's some uranium. Interesting. These are nice for decorating. I think they're just cool looking. Alright, 23 of these Mediterranean cypress seeds. So that'll be nice to have. Now, what do we have? A tool vessel with a knife and an axe. I am going to leave like these giant lily pads here. As cool as they are, I don't know if I really want to grab them right now. So, maybe, you know, again, if I ever need to come back for this, this red brick, I at least know where that's at. Now, here is this place. I just have a feeling that it is not a friendly place, just by the look of it. Is that a cannon? Number 3, Victory and Glory for the 3rd Grenadier Regiment. overall, a pretty cool place. I have a need for these beds eventually, so I'll have to remember that this place is here. Is there anything else? Yeah, there's this other big place up here. Yeah, free armor. Can't say no to some free armor and high fertility soil. Okay, dug up that high fertility soil quick. Got ourselves a boar there. Bunch of onions and stuff. I believe I have some rye grain in the chest, right? I do. So let's go ahead and replace the salt with that. We can also place that in there. But might as well grab the mature stuff. But I wanted to check this place out. Now, I have a feeling it's going to be... Well, there's a couple wolves at the very least, but I have a feeling that there's going to be some unfriendly fellows about. Yeah, this is a lovely sound. Yeah. If you haven't heard that before. So far, I don't hear anything. So far, I don't see anything. Okay, now I see something and I heard something. See if there's anything in there. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's kind of buried. Oh boy. Never mind. Not with this armor. It's not really worth trying to fight that. So I think with that, there's also something over there, and up here. So there's a lot of stuff up this way. That scared the crap out of me. You know what? Fine. I'll kill you. I wouldn't mind the meat anyways. Some food for a meal. I do want to grab these corn flowers because they're one of my more favorite flowers. Well, it's been a little bit of a journey since I last checked in with you. I am on some islands, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It looks like there's actually some redwood trees, but I continued down the coastline, hit up some stuff around this area, kept heading down, stopped off here because I saw some traders and these little ruins. There's a ton of wolves and a bear and some pigs that all tried to attack me, so I just ran after the traders. There's a whole bunch more redwoods here, as well as there's some more... Oh, down here there's a big forest. And decided to come down to this point, and then pretty much was just planning to head up this way. But yeah, not a whole lot that I'm finding. Definitely no bauxite, unfortunately. Look at that poor raccoon. Poor guy. But yeah, there's also a wolf there. This is be a rough place to live. Now, actually, what kind of stone is this? Oh, this is limestone. Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. Limestone is something that is nice to have, because my nearest thing to get any sort of lime is all the way up here at this chalk mountain, and it's very thin layers, or strata of chalk. So at least we know where there's some limestone, I guess. I'm not gonna grab it now just because it's kind of awkward. Alrighty, I found this church-looking thing. I think it's similar to one I found in a different part. Let's see if there's anything interesting inside as a rabbit runs out. In here, some glasses. Cool. What are these? They're like sunglasses. Interesting. Alright, what else we got around here? Oh, wait. Wait. That's bauxite sand. Okay. That's great. Out of this church. Away from wherever the bear was. Let's go see if that actually is bauxite sand. Looks like it is. Oh, that's fantastic. So yeah, ended up, this is where I last checked in with you, and I sailed up here. We're nearish home, kind of. Just have to cut across, pretty much, but... Oh, also, this is my first time ever seeing it in game. This is just down the way. A coral reef. That's awesome. Wow. Huh. Because you can make coral, like, cobblestone, which is really interesting looking. But I'm not going to destroy any of this reef for some cobblestone. That's really cool, though. I like it a lot. It's like there's plenty of bauxite stone right up here. So I went ahead and grabbed the quarry stuff. Also, I can just probably go right here. Now, I believe in bauxite biomes you can find fire clay that generates naturally. Because the only other place that you can find fire clay is, I believe, underneath of black coal deposits. So that's pretty cool. Also, there was, there's something there. But there's another redwood forest here. So, looks like the bauxite biome goes pretty far. Well, out of interest, I ran over, or I was kind of running up the coast. I saw these 3 traders, so we're actually pretty close to this ruin, or whatever it is, actually. So I figured, might as well just pop over. I just dug up almost a stack of high fertility soil back there. But let's go ahead and take a look at what it is. Now, this is a pretty big bauxite biome. I don't know if this is actually truly how it ends. It's such like a weird, heavy line, or just a flat line, but we'll see. What are we gonna hear? Chickens? A whole bunch of chickens, wow. Look at all those chickens. Now, I have seen this point of interest before. I think it's some sort of like mining outpost or something, but it's pretty cool. Never actually explored it, besides just kind of looking at it from the outside in. Oh boy. Oh wow. Didn't realize it was gonna be this bad. Boy. It's just, you know, maybe I'll get a temporal gear and be able to fix the translocator. Where are you at, buddy? Did you despawn? Or did you walk around the corner? I think you walked around the corner, didn't you? Yep. This is gonna suck. Oh boy. What? No, don't hit me. You do tier 4 damage. Well, that made for quite the ending of the journey. Never sailed through a temporal storm in my boat, but first time for everything. So let's go ahead and grab some of this stuff out of here. Oh, and it looks like the fruit trees are starting to flower, so that's cool. What kind of tree was this again? Pink apple, probably? Yellow apple. I'm just gonna kind of shove a lot of this stuff into a couple chests. I'll have to sort through it. I have to sort through everything later anyways, so... And then I'll be back with you after I kind of got everything offloaded from the ship. Went ahead and got the boat all unloaded with the loot, and we'll go ahead and take a quick little look. Everything's in these 3 trunks, so nothing too crazy, just some clothes and a little bit of arrows. The armor's probably the coolest thing, as well as the 30 rusty gears in that chest. This one, again, not a too crazy lot, but we got some tree cuttings, more clothes. Final chest, got quite a bit of rot, which is nice to see. Almost stack and a half of high fertility soil, 6 terra preta, more cabbage seeds. Overall, not a bad haul. Went ahead and made up 2 iron powder caps because we're going to need those for a pulverizer, which we're not going to get set up this episode, but seeing as how we have bauxite now, I would like to be able to crush some quartz, bauxite, and olivine to make refractory brick tier 2, which I'll may end up just setting this all up in between episodes. It does require me to make a windmill, so I might do that between episodes. It isn't too crazy to set up a windmill, and plus wherever I set it up, it'll just be temporary. Making the refractory bricks will allow us to make a cementation furnace, and that is used for steel making, which we can only make tier 2 right now because I don't know where any. I believe you need, is it ilmenite or chromite? But either way, we don't have access to either of those yet. But the next thing I wanted to do real fast is, this may be a temporary look, but as in the material I should say, but I wanted to put the facades at least on this part. Now, I'm gonna make all of these signs into decorative because then I can actually write on them. And that's essentially how it's gonna look. I don't mind the look of the granite. It is a little, you know, it blends in, but for now we can always pop it off and change it. But then we can like take a piece of charcoal and we can right click. Now with this we can take a piece of charcoal and actually write on here. Now we did notice a small issue is that if I right click here, I can't actually open the chest. So you know, it's a little rough on these lower ones. That makes me think maybe I should change how this is, but at least for now, this is kind of how I thought. So like you can shift right click and say I wanted this to be the just stones or whatever. You can save, and that's how it would look. So it isn't too bad. Now I went ahead and also added in where I kind of want this stream or the river to run through, which is with these little dirt pillars, and starts here, meanders down to around there. Also found another bit of meteoric iron there that I missed. But originally I kind of wanted the river to start over here, but over in this area it dips down so much that it would be rough to actually have it run through here, because obviously a stream, if it originates over there, it would have to run down here, and then it would have to climb back up on that side or really cut down, and I just didn't like the idea of that. So instead, I want this waterfall, originally what the plan was to connect to the Streamer River project, but I'm instead going to have it run down here, where these 2 pillars are, and end just kind of in a little pond, make this a little bit bigger and whatnot. The other thing that I was planning on is figuring out where I wanted the chicken coop and like the pig pen to go, and then any, not necessarily all, but some like the future barn buildings and kind of animal area. I was thinking like right in here. This isn't actually the size of anything, but I think it makes sense to kind of put it right in here, simply because you have this pond for, you know, the animals to drink from or whatever. So obviously they don't actually need to drink water. Also, finally, I believe our turnips, which were they through here? Yes. I believe our turnips are all done, so let's go ahead and harvest those. All of our cabbages are ready too. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and get these. Nice thing is you can use the scythe to harvest everything. We got a whole load of turnips. That's insane. Over 6 stacks. We got from the 8 cabbage, we got 16. And then just take a quick look. Our rye, most of it's 7 out of 9. The flax over here, most of it's 7 out of 9 with some extra. Onions are pretty much almost done as well. Just went ahead and replanted the turnips and cabbages over here because most of the soil is still pretty good. I mean, there's, for the end crops, there's still 98% growth speed, so it's not too bad. Definitely won't want to plant end crops here again. We'll have to rotate them out, but so things are looking pretty good there. Now, in between episodes, as we're kind of wrapping up here, I think I'm going to just pretty much get ready for steel making. Like I said, make a temporary little windmill set up. I'll probably work on a few other random things as I think about them. I think that's going to wrap up this episode. Although we didn't get a ton done around our home, it was nice getting out of the area and going on a bit of a journey after the winter. Also, we just hit 50 subscribers, and I wanted to thank everyone who has subbed so far for making this possible. Now, thank you all very much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more of this series, consider dropping a like and subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. I hope to catch you all in the next episode. See ya!